Virgo, I have been waiting to get to your reading. So one of the things that you don't see is before I even get started in doing these readings and doing the recordings, I sit down and I pull all the oracle cards before I even get into it, because you guys see me doing the shuffle and doing the spread on camera, but what you don't see is this. And I think one of these times I'm just going to record that as the intro, me going through all the oracle cards first before I start getting into this. But I seen yours come out because I always start where the sun is now. And I seen where yours came out and I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to have to wait to get to Virgo. And we're finally here. You pulled some really amazing cards here. This situation is definitely difficult, but like I get it. Like I get it and I understand it. And I'm, oh my God, I've been waiting for this. Okay, so let me just shut the hell up here and get into it, right? Law is not justice. Rules that are not fair. I love this one and I don't get to see this a lot. It's not a good situation. But with deep knowing, you know the truth. You know the truth here. Now, law is not justice. Someone may have the authority to impose the law, but the law or the rule is ready to be questioned. It says following the law even though it is unjust. Condemnation without knowing the full story. Being judged by people who do not know you or have a biased view. Now, it kind of flips the script on this though too, and it says, you may be judging people you do not understand. Be sure to have a fuller picture and avoid condemnation and judgment. Be discerning, but be sure to be fair and just. I believe, because of the connection with what's in deep knowing, that this may be what you're experiencing right now, a situation that is not fair, being unfairly judged without knowing the full story. But the thing is you know the truth. You know the truth behind why this is happening. You may not have the facts to support it, very much like the High Priestess, but it is about trusting what your intuition is telling you. So let me read that part again. Condemnation without knowing the full story. Okay, so in deep knowing, it says, know that you have an ability to read between the lines and find all the truth that was missing when the story was told. So you have the truth. You know the truth. You know better than what is being imposed on you, but you also know who or why this is happening. Now, deep knowing is talking about intuition, listening to the oracle within, empathy, and hypersensitivity. So you are in a place where everything is being made clear to you through your intuition. The truth has already been revealed to you, even if other people are not willing to do that. But like I said, I feel like you may be in the unfair situation here. And again, it's only going to be for some of you, but you know the truth. You know the truth. You know what was missing from the story. Now, you pulled another one of my favorites here. This is my absolute favorite from Dark Mirror. And this is where I was like, oh my God, law is not justice in Black Flower. Like, I get it. Like, I so understand. One of the things that I talk about with this deck is that I think that anger is by far more constructive than despair and depression. But anger can be directed in a way where it can be extremely destructive. In this case, it may just be enough to kick you in the ass and get you out of situations that are unfair. But it's also talking about you going extremely dark. And like, I know, I've been there. I fucking love this card. So Black Flower Fragrance. The moon phase is full. The stage, like I said, is anger. It says the world is unfair. Fuck off, dear world. Fuck you. And I swear to God, that's what it says. And I love it. The sentence says, if we want to go dark, go black. Don't stop to the evening, but embrace the night. This is you getting pushed to the point where it's like, fuck it, fuck everything, fuck you, everybody just fuck off, right? So now going dark. And for a lot of you, it will be about an unfair situation within love, because this one does point that out. It says, love is not a white dove, nor it turns people into angels. Love can be ugly. Love can be cheap. Love can be rotten. But even ugly love has a right to exist. Even cheap love can rise to the sky. Even rotten love has the dignity of eternity. Even a black rose by any other name should still smell as sweet. Even if you are wrong, you still have the right to be angry. Even if you are not perfect, you have the right to be respected. Even if you are stupid, you have the right to be listened to. Even if you are lucky, you have the right to complain. Even if you are rich, you have the right to be sad. If you cannot shine because you are beautiful, then shine even if you're ugly. Shine because you are ugly. Gorgeously black, ugly as love, worn out as an angel, cheap as a crown, unconquered as a fragrance in the night. I love it. And I love it because I've been in this place. But I also know that if you continue to stay here, everything will look ugly to you. But that's only because of what you're experiencing. So embrace that, yes. And use that anger to kick yourself out of that and out of the unfair situations. All right, Virgo, here's your overall. Oh boy, the Lovers. And we'll see how this is playing out. But the Lovers could show a major life choice, though, too, between temptation and the moral high ground. But absolutely, with the Lovers being the overall, we can be talking about a very significant relationship here. But we'll see. Now, in the past, the Two of Pentacles, that immediately for me is not just about flexibility, but trying to keep a situation going. You know, there are times when I look at the Two of Pentacles and I think of somebody who is walking on eggshells. You know, so for some of you, you're constantly trying to keep things in balance, possibly within a relationship or just within your life in general. Or it could be, you know, needing to make a major choice to stop being in a position where you're constantly having to figure things out and make a different choice. You know, but I still look at this as I'm trying to keep this going. I'm trying to keep something going. In the present, strength. So needing to find your inner strength, and already, you know, I'm looking at what is going on in your environment or wanting to find out how that's connected. But strength can also show that there needs to be a little bit of control over the inner beast, right? Like I said before, you know, anger can be very helpful if directed in the right way. You know, but I think that for a lot of you, it's just, I'm trying to find the strength to keep things going, possibly within, you know, your relationships, your love life, or just with where you are at now. But it may be time for you to make a major choice here that's going to change your life. I'm telling you, the High Priestess in future conditions. This is definitely about you needing to trust what your intuition is telling you, even though you don't have the facts to support what you know, like you know, like you know. That is how I look at the High Priestess. And what's funny is that, God forgive me, I can't pronounce the names here. Bozak, and I think it's Yaquin, or I'm probably saying that wrong, but in him is strength, and he will establish. That is what that stands for the pillars in the Temple of Solomon. But the High Priestess, beyond your intuition here, it's also about that hidden information that comes to light, things that you were not aware of. You know, and that may directly play into what is going on with the Lovers being the overall here. But you are in a place where you're needing to find your inner reserve, possibly to keep a situation going, but something may, you know, come to you that, you know, you didn't take into consideration. The High Priestess, though, is always about passive energy, not acting until you have observed, right? Watch a situation first. You know, let everything kind of like soak in and let the intuition open up based on what you are observing, right? But we'll see how that's playing out. Virgo, your best path to follow, the Ten of Swords. Now, if we're just talking about love in your life in general, the Ten of Swords being your best path to follow, to me, I look at that as not that you need to end something in a painful way, but we need to get past the painful endings that you have already experienced and stop drowning in how badly things may have ended for you before. You know, and that could be based on choices that you have made. But remember, it's all about you reading in between the lines right now and knowing the truth. And that is what is supposed to be helping you here in terms of a choice that you may need to make in your life, you know? But man, and it's no wonder why the Two of Pentacles is the past, because I look at that as connected. Because we're not looking at this in future conditions or your outcomes. So this to me is something that's already been experienced. But it should not influence, you know, choices that you are making. Especially big ones here, right? And again, for a lot of you, this is going to have to do with a relationship in your life, you know? But like I said, it would make sense that you're coming from a place of, I'm just trying to keep things going right now. You know, and I almost feel wore out looking at it. In your environment, the Queen of Wands, what I feel about her this week, especially with this deck, is look at her. She's flashy. I am all that. Right? And that is where you are trying to pull that strength from. I am better than what I have experienced. I can manage what is going on and I can manage the pain, but I also see her as putting up the brave face when behind the scenes, nobody is seeing the cracks, right? I look at this as you are managing. You are able to manage what is going on in your life, but then I also see you as not wanting to get yourself tied down to anything though either, because I also look at the Queen of Wands as somebody who does not want to be unavailable to others, right? Because she's super fun to be around, super attractive, knows how to handle her shit. Everybody loves her, you know, and that is you. That is what is in your environment. Now, the reason why this may be what you are showing is because of a person that you're dealing with. Fire, male, female, it doesn't matter here. You know, but that's kind of how I look at that in connection to strength, because that is the part of you that you are trying to keep going despite this. But I still go back to this and wonder, what the hell is it that you know? You know, what is it that you're needing to trust? Your hopes and your fears, the Page of Cups. Now, given the fact that we're looking at the Ten of Swords, like I've been saying consistently this week, the Page of Cups to me is always about, you know, new emotions or emotions being restored. Some of you may be waiting for communication here of some emotions that are going to make you feel good again. You know, and I say that because of the Ten of Swords being there. But, you know, hopes and fears here. The fear is that you're going to continue to deal with situations where people are, you know, emotionally naive. Or we're talking about, you know, not being able to express emotions that you are feeling. And it may be because of vulnerability, I think. You know, because I don't see the Queen of Wands as wanting to show that. You know, because we're not looking at the Queen of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles has been there and been like, okay, so, you know, feeling secure with yourself seems to be an issue, but that's not it, because what you're showing is, you know, what you feel is true to you. But, you know, I feel like emotional vulnerability with the Page of Cups. And if you let something out, is it going to be like every other time before? With that Ten of Swords, where you're back in this place where I'm just trying to keep my life going right now. You know, but you may be feeling something that you haven't expected though either. Wow. And then coming out the Star. Wow, look at it, right? So I think that for a lot of you, if you have had, you know, painful endings with the relationships very specifically here, and you have been like wrongly judged in unfair situations, your intuition is guiding you here to the information that you need to become aware of. And that is that you deserve better than what you've experienced. And I always see that with the Star, and that there is a reason to hope that a different choice is going to bring you the healing that you need, or that a situation can be healed when that information, you know, becomes aware or you become aware of it, right? Because that is the high priestess, becoming aware of information that is not exactly out there, because you are, seeing the truth here, right? Wow. All right. The star. What is the star about? Now, for some of you, you just need to make a different choice, and you need to trust that your intuition is guiding you to make the right choice to create healing for you, despite the fact that you've been put in this situation. You got to stop drowning in it and stop feeling like you're just trying to manage, right? Because you're by far better than that. Yeah, yeah. And this, I feel like, is going to get better. But I also feel like gossip, other people, and again, with law is not justice, other people that may have meddled in a love situation for you and have created problems, but I still look at the star and think you need to trust what you feel like is right for you and make that choice, not based on past experiences or what other stupid people are doing. Because I'm telling you, in this case, the way it's surrounded, the Three of Cups to me is the cackling in syndrome, right? Bothers me. And spilling tea that wasn't theirs to spill in the first place. So, and I say that because of what is surrounding it. The Three of Swords with the Two of Pentacles, having been heartbroken, especially in a love situation here with the lovers, or making a choice that has broken your heart and left you in this place of the Ten of Swords, where you may be like drowning in this feeling of a horrible, difficult ending, right? So now I'm trying to maintain, I'm trying to heal this fucking shit. With the Three of Cups, this is where I feel like you're trying to pull on your strength and show that you are a better person than the other people that may be poking their nose into what you are dealing with. Now, traditionally, the Three of Cups is going to be about friendship, people who actually give a shit about you, but because of what it's surrounded by, it could absolutely show that you may have been in a situation where you felt like you were the third party. Right? That's kind of how I see that. But for you, you're coming out of that now. I'm not dealing with that shit anymore. I need to start working on my own healing. I know what the truth is. Especially if we're talking about people who are just talking and they don't know what's going on. Given the Oracle card here and the possible gossip. And like I said, I say that because of what it's surrounded by. But I still look at the star as a better thing. You deserve better. You deserve better than being a third party. You deserve better than being heartbroken, and you deserve better than being let down. But those emotions may be drowning you. And that is where we need to start trusting what you know to be the truth for you. Your intuition is going to guide you to make the right choice to lead to healing out of everything that you've experienced. But before you can make a choice, I do believe that you need to become aware of what is going on around you and not focus so much on the pain, the emotional suffering, and being let down and disappointed yet again. Not just by a love situation, but by people who may have been close to you, which can absolutely be the case here. But you're better than that. You're so much better than that, especially with what's going on here. And it's no wonder why black flower fragrance is showing up, right? But like I always say, these are general messages. I always look at these as the messages that somebody is needing to hear. But I'm being backed by this feeling of conviction over the anger that is being experienced because of the heartbreak and the Ten of Swords and possibly other people being involved in things like that, right? I don't like to create drama that isn't there. But I'm telling you right now, to me, this looks like being emotionally vulnerable, needing to make a choice that is better for you, but needing to pay attention to what you know is the truth. Because you already know what the truth is. It doesn't matter what anybody else says. It's all about things being better for you, healing what you need to within relationships in your life, or healing what you need to within yourself in order to make better choices when it comes to the relationships that you have. And that could be with very significant love situations here, or, it could just be friends and people that are shitty, and I don't know how else to put that. But I do think for a lot of you, it's going to be centered around the way love goes for you almost. and live from your heart. Virgo, Virgo, it hurts. Love, you need to believe that love is all around you, that you can have the right love, that you can have a love that isn't ugly, right? But you need to believe in love again and start living from your heart and living from a place that isn't coming from the pain and the disappointment and continuously being let down and brokenhearted. Wow, man. And then first light, I've seen this one too. The beginning a new cycle. So this is going to be a new cycle that is going to start for you, where better choices are going to be made. There is going to be healing here, but you need to clear out the past, and get away from the situations that continue to keep you heartbroken and focused on the pain, the loss, the suffering, and feeling like you're on your own island surrounded by shitty emotions. And don't go to a place where you're constantly not wanting to open up because you don't want to be emotionally vulnerable. Because I kind of see that with the Page of Cups. I feel like you have a right to voice the way that you feel. But for you, it's all about the healing that's coming out here. And I love the fact that there will be light shed on you that will create a new beginning for you that, you may be not expecting.